I got up there and stand and said, God's truth, my word is abiding.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So Joe Biden and his mouthpiece, KJP, Kareem Jean-Pierre, they swear up and down that the Justice Department is fully and totally independent of the White House or any other executive branch duties, and that the president has never hinted or asked or told anyone to investigate anyone, especially Donald Trump. They say that the multiple indictments of Donald Trump by Jack Smith are really just the evidence going where the evidence goes. And let me know in the comments if anyone actually believes that Joe Biden has not made any directives. So his statement says that his administration is not influencing or directing the DOJ's investigation into his predecessor at all, that he's had no input or talk to anybody about the investigation of his greatest and probably only real political rival. Again, let me know in the comments if anyone actually believes that, because some supporters of Donald Trump, they see repeated indictments as politically motivated attacks rather than anything impartial or anything related to application of the law, especially when they compare that to the treatment of President's son, Hunter Biden. The guy has got serious gun felonies. So it's reasonable to see how some might see these indictments with Trump as evidence of a biased and weaponized system of justice against the former president. But anyway, ultimately, what he says doesn't matter. What they do really doesn't matter. Public opinion on this is going to matter. And so far, it's pretty divided, as usual, right down partisan lines. But partisan or not, I believe that any thinking person can agree that maintaining the independence of the Justice Department from political pressure is one of the most crucial and important things we have to preserving a fair and just legal system. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, and check this out.
They should trust the independence and fairness of the Justice Department when your predecessor, Donald Trump, repeatedly attacks it.
Because you notice, I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge. I'm honest.
So how many of us actually believe that? I'm guessing that not too many of us, from either side, actually. So anyway, there's this story from the New York Times from April 2022 that's popping up everywhere now, especially with all the news about indictments related to Donald Trump. And it turns out that this report suggests that Joe Biden, might not be telling the truth to us, fully. Real big surprise, and it hints that he's been excited, to say the least, for the Justice Department to go after his political adversaries. And it's said that Joe Biden expressed to some close aides and confidants that he viewed Donald Trump as a potential threat to our democracy and thought that legal action needed to ultimately be necessary, was going to ultimately be necessary. So he didn't tell this directly to Mr. Garland, the Attorney General, but he did hope that Garland would be more action-driven about the January 6th events. And funny enough, this juicy thing was tucked way in the middle of this article. So not only are there claims that Joe Biden had opinions about Trump and the Justice Department's actions, but we actually now have evidence that he was speaking and acting entirely differently publicly. Kayleigh McEnany had some very, very interesting things to say about this, what she thinks is going to be potential political fallout. I say there's no chance. No one's paying attention. No one seems to care anymore. But she says it better than I can. So have a look at this. Before we do, guys, thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and commenting. Really, really appreciate the support. We're growing fast, and we're going to be on an awesome journey together, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Every time you do, a leftist loses their wings.
Biden privately told aides that Trump should be prosecuted for January 6th, and he wanted Merrick Garland to take decisive action? That is an explosive allegation buried in the New York Times. The New York Times reporters, they are quick to brag when their reporting is confirmed by a Jack Smith indictment. All you got to do is go look at their Twitter feeds. Jonathan Swan, he said this: a striking amount of the Jack Smith indictment is material Maggie and other colleagues first reported. And Maggie Haberman, here she is. Emails from this story Luke and I did over a year ago on page 24 of the indictment. They love to brag. But why are they radio silent about their own reporting that Joe Biden wanted to see a January 6th indictment of his chief political rival? Why aren't they following up on this? And where is the press? Has Kareem Jean-Pierre been asked about this? Nope. Has Joe Biden? No, he hasn't. Where is the so-called adversarial press pursuing this explosive lead? They aren't doing it.
Yeah, guys, she sums it up perfectly. So what is it that you believe? Let me know in the comments. I believe that there just can't be any way that the sitting president of the United States doesn't have his fingerprints and his blessing all over something this big, especially something that could look the way it does for him. Anything that would have at least these sorts of optics, the president's going to want to be involved in and either saying yes or no. And I wish that, they would talk more about it. Our friends in the media, we were promised the most transparent government in history, and that has absolutely not happened. Where are the adults in the room? Anyway, guys, that's just my take. Let me know yours in the comments, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. We'll see you in the next one.